So everyone told me Ghana was gonna be beautiful, but nobody warned me about this part. Hey y'all, I'm Courtney Paige. I would say if you're new here, but you all should be new here because I'm new here as well. I'm your best friend from TikTok and Instagram and your golfing buddy and an all-out world traveler. But I have decided to move from Dallas to Ghana. And I'm pushed over into the YouTube world. And I'm new to this. And so please forgive me. If you have any suggestions on how I can improve, I'm really open to them because this is nerve-wracking. How do you do this? There's literally no one here to talk to. Anywho, I'm coming to you live from my first bedroom in Ghana. I'm moving next week, but we'll talk about that later. Today I want to update you on my first 2 months here. There was a previous video that I made concerning my first month, and it wasn't as great. I'm not doing as well as I can. I feel exceptionally American. And I feel exceptionally privileged. We're on month 2. And as you can see, I'm in much better spirits. So much has happened. Now I have my laptop here because I took some notes. There's some questions that you guys had for me, and I want to make sure that I answer them for you. So let's talk about weather. I'm inside, and I'm hot. Now when I moved from Kansas to Texas, the exact same thing happens. Well, I understand that my body has to acclimate to the weather. However, it is hot here. For all my Dallas friends, it's like being in Houston on the 4th of July, outside, when you stand still and the water just drips off your body. It is humid. It is hot. It is wild. And it rains. Oh my gosh, you guys, it rains here suddenly. I know that Arizona has the burst, but here it's something different. You don't see it coming. There's no clouds in the sky. It doesn't become gray or gloomy. Literally, it just says rain. It just rains. The rain falls as if someone took a bucket and poured the bucket over. I actually can hear the bucket losing water, and I know, okay, the rain is coming to an end. That's literally how it starts. And that's how it sounds. You hear it, and it just sounds like something just burst. Is that a good word for it? It burst. It's terrifying. Something happened outside. Ooh, and that's the rain. This here is my Ghana phone, which apparently is not on silent, and I'm not even sure why it's beeping because I don't use it for money. Anywho. The weather is hot and it's humid and the rain is sudden and it's terrifying. I got stuck in the rain before and I got sick. I got so sick that I had to actually go to the hospital, but I was not hospitalized. They found nothing wrong, no traces of malaria, no infections. I was just dehydrated and hungry because I wasn't eating well when I first got here that first month. So my body couldn't heal from a common cold. It was just a cold. But the experience of being out and getting caught in that rain actually was kind of fun. Fun for me because I'm not a local. I understand if you live there, that's annoying, but because I don't, it was just fun. I went down a river. Oh, I have to tell you these stories. So Alice is one of the sisters. Oh, you know what? Did you get this? Okay, one of you asked who I'm staying with. So quickly before I go to the rain story, or maybe you spend time with the rain story, I am my host family. I live in a home by a man named Charles. Charles Nana Bena Penny Crawford. I should have asked him if he wants me to give his own name out, but that's his full name. But Charles owns this lovely compound. And in this compound, he lives, and also one of his sisters who is Queen. Queen is in her low 30s. He also has another sister named Alice who just graduated from college. We had a celebration with her and her friends and family. And there's additional sisters as his father and mother remarried. And so they have additional children. But the main ones that I know, Charles, Queen, Alice, and also Esther, one of his father's children. She's super lovely. So Alice and Queen I see the most. We hang out. Queen I see the most. So if you hear me speaking Chi or in an attempt, if you hear a Ghanaian accent that I might use with local vendors, it sounds just like Queen. I literally am learning the majority of the mannerisms and the language from Queen. Charles hates this. He would like me to be more demure, like some of his other sisters. I enjoy being like Queen, because Queen, in fact, is like me. It's what makes me exceptionally happy. Words. We should get used to saying those, right? Okay, so me and Alice were heading out to have dinner. I was not eating well, and I'm just not enjoying some of the local dishes or some of the foreign dishes. I'm just not enjoying the food here, and so I'm not eating it. There is this place called Frankie's that has shawarma. It's an outside booth. There's a big restaurant, but I like the outside booth, and so I will eat shawarma from Frankie's, but sometimes you just get tired of eating the shawarma, you know, and the sauce changed, so it's kind of hot. Everything here is hot. I don't mean spicy. I mean hot, like a volcano. But I got tired of eating shawarma and I wasn't eating, so Alice took me. There was a collaboration. There was a man like Wong Dong, I think it was. He was not Asian, which I expected from that name, but his name was Wong Dong. And he had a collaboration with a restaurant here called Ambe, A-M-B-E. It does stand for something. I don't remember, but I think it's like something excellence. Or every day, I don't know. It was a really good meeting, but she took me there so that I could enjoy jollof rice, which I do not like. I like theirs, but you know, it's not my thing. And also some of the soups that I've been trying. And so we had some goat. It was not soft enough for me, but the rice actually was delicious, and I enjoyed the rice. I ate my rice. It was good, or as much as I was going to eat before I got full of the rice. So it was great. But to get there, because it had rained, it was still raining just partially. It was toward the end of the bucket, right? But the streets had flooded. We live in a cul-de-sac, and the cul-de-sac is on top of a hill. And so the water rushes typically down the hill, and that's where it was going. And that's where we had to go because our Uber couldn't get up to us because the rain had come down with such abundance that the gutters were filled. And the gutters were filled, so the streets were filled, so it's just water rushing. I'll try to insert a video. You guys, do you think I'm good enough to do that? We'll figure it out. If not, help me. But there was water rushing. You could not see the ground. We did not know how deep it was. One of the neighbors, she was smart. She had an umbrella, and she used her umbrella to push into the ground to determine what part was deeper than others, and we just followed her through a portion of it to get down to the bottom, where people at the bottom of the hill, their houses were flooded. And like they were opening their doors and like yelling like, because the water was inside their homes, and the Uber was just around the corner because he could not come up. It's a river. He has a car, not a boat. And it was fun. It was a little bit scary. I was thinking, oh my God, what's in this water? Snakes, right? Cows walk down the street, goats, chickens. There's like so much wildlife. Is it wild? There's so much dinner that walks down these streets at any given time. I'm thinking like there's poop in this water. Oh, I'm wearing chocolates. I don't know what to do. But also adventure, and you know I love an adventure. But we finally make it to the Uber. A woman gave us some satchels. The satchels, satches. They call it satches. But they're plastic, I guess, water and plastic, a square, like the ones I sometimes drink in other countries. Same thing here. The water that's in Central America, it's the same water that's in sachets. So I'm gonna get some sachets. So the Uber, we sat on the edge of his car and like cleaned the mud off our legs and off our feet using the sachets of water. Everyone was nice and kind and enjoying the water and freaking out together about their houses were flooded. And we had to get something to eat, and it was nice. The food was good. The atmosphere was wonderful. It was in a neighborhood called East Legon, something they call like Little America, because the houses are like those block houses that we're building in America now. So it looks like that. And I enjoyed it. And I thought it was a good night. And I actually got a good meal because I typically don't eat a lot. You can't tell. I don't know how. I feel like I should be down 20 pounds. I think I'm up to. But I was glad to have a really good meal tonight. So thank you, Alice. I enjoyed that meal. But then I got sick. Ooh, and it was rough. It was rough. I laid in this bed trying to heal. This king-size bed saw me at my little gotten worse. I just could not get better. I have tons of medications now from the hospital, but after 7 days, I realized I should go to the hospital. Oh, no, was it 7 days? No. I think I waited at least 10 to 12 before I was like, I need to go to the hospital. And the hospital was called Trust. But it didn't look like a hospital. It looked like a house, but a bigger house that you could have businesses in. And it did. We would go in, we paid money to get me registered so that I'm on the hospital's records. We sat down and waited for the doctor. And then, when the doctor approved my records and said that she would see me, I went to go pay money to go see her. Then I waited for her. Then I saw her. And then she had me get some tests. They had to pull my blood and pee and whatnot. And so I had to go pay for tests. Then I went and took the test. This is all in the same building. And then once I took the test, after calling back into her office to review them, she said there were no viruses. There was nothing wrong. I do have a cold. I'm not healing because it appears that I'm dehydrated. And she's like, you're not eating or drinking. I can tell. I'm like, I don't know how you can tell, but she's right. The water's gross. I did find some good water. This brand is like a Ghanaian brand. It's called Specialized. It's delicious. I don't know why people don't drink more of it. It's actually the only water here that does not taste like it should have cost $1. It's great. So she was like, drink more water and actually eat food. And I'm trying. And she gave me a boatload of medicine. I didn't take it all. I only took the one for the infection. Well, possible infection. There was some kind of pill that opened up here, and it helped. Everything else I did not take because I didn't need it. It's sitting. I'm looking at it because it's there. I did not take it because I don't like taking drugs unless I need the drugs. So that worked out, and I got better in like 4 to 5 days. So it was a good 2 weeks, 2 full weeks plus of me being sick, and then I got better, and now I just stay away from the rain. I know better now. Okay, I'm completely off topic now, you guys. I'm so sorry. However, the weather's wild. Transportation. Some of you have asked how I get around. So the ways that I know. Also, on all of this, I could be 1,000% wrong. This is just my experience. Transportation, ways to get around. Personal driver, and I have a Bogo. You can take an Uber, a Bolt, or a Yango. Those are all Uber style ride shares. And then you can, take the Chocho, which is like a bus. It's not a bus. It's not a bus. So more than likely, I take the Ubers. Oh, and there's taxis here as well. I take the Ubers. They're kind of hard to find. Ubers, they pick you if they feel like it. If they see that you're going where they don't feel like going, they're not going. And they'll call you. And they'll say, Madam, where are you going? And I'll tell them. Because they can't see where you're going until they actually come pick you. They have to agree to pick you, and it gives them a price. But they don't know where they're going until they pick you. And so they'll call you and they'll say, where are you going? And I'll tell them, they'll say, I'm not going that way. Click. Or they'll say, Madam, your neighborhood, your streets are bad. Can you get out? And so I'll walk across a bridge to like an easier part. Because yes, especially after that rainstorm, the streets in my neighborhood, they're bumpy. They got kind of bad. And so there's a bridge I can walk over to. It's maybe a 2-minute walk. It's not long at all. And they don't like that either, but they will come and get me from there. And so the Ubers are hard. Sometimes I wait hours for Ubers. I'll just say, forget it, I'm not going anywhere. I'll just stay at the house, especially going to golf. They gotta come and get me, and they gotta take me all the way to the golf course. They're not doing it. It's not worth the money. They don't want the money. And also they prefer cash. I've never been swindled or extorted. I hear a lot of stories about foreigners getting into an Uber, marking it as cash. When they get to the Uber driver's like, no, you gotta pay me this. I've never had that experience. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm saying it has not happened to me. I prefer my card, but I know that they will pick me up faster with cash. One Uber driver told me that it's because it's like a holiday season here and people use fraudulent credit cards and they have to pay it back. So cash it is. There's a thing called a Chocho. The Chocho is their city bus equivalent. There are people who own these vans. These vans had to have been set for scraps ages ago. These vans, I don't know how they're together. I need to insert a picture for you. I'm not sure how these vans are still running, but they're running and they're going boom, 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 everywhere. These vans are going. You hop on a churchill, you get there, and there's a man who's a conductor. You have your driver and you have your conductor. The conductor might be hanging out the front. He might be in the back door that slides open. But your conductor is always on the go. He hops out, hops in, hops out, hops in. He's keeping it running. He's collecting the money. And he'll get there. From my area, he'll go, race course, Awala! Race course, Awala! And I live in a race course. That's my neighborhood. But my actual community is called Awala because my chief's name is Awala. And so I know that churchill is going to race course, which is my neighborhood in La Paz. La Paz is I live in Greater Accra. Inside Greater Accra, I live in the neighborhood of La Paz, right? Inside the neighborhood of La Paz is the community called a race course. And inside a race course, it is the blocks called Awala. I'm just using words. I'm not even sure if it's cities, blocks, junctions. I don't know. Just know that Accra, La Paz, race course, Awala. So that's where I stay. I hop off at the Awala stop, and they're kind to me. It's only 5 cedis. 5 cedis is like 50 cents. But you gotta have cash, which is their cash. So it's not cents. It's $1. 5 cedis are dollars. And so I just give them my 5 cedis. I get in, I sit down, and I bump, 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 because the roads and the car. Bump, 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 bump. And I hop out when I'm at my stop. And it's just that easy. It's what locals use. Because of my neighborhood, a lot of my neighbors live here, but they work in Accra. And so majority of the time on my churchill, it is people who are coming back and forth from work. So they have on nice outfits, they're going to work at the bank, etc., etc. Because most of them work at the bank or they're accountants. That's the answers I've gotten, because I am that person that talks on public transportation. No matter where I go, I'm going to talk. So that's how I get to meet on the churchills. I know in some areas the demographic may change, but mine is just middle class, working on ends, and that's who I have, and that's who I get to see. So it's nice. So if you want to take that combination of churchill if you're here, you might be able to come and see me. Okay, let's see. Oh, someone asked about money. So I do not pull money out from the ATM now. I now have, I call this my Nigerian prince. This is my scalar phone. That could be offensive, so sorry. But everyone here thinks it's funny. Anywho, so this is my Ghanaian phone. It looks exactly like my phone. I bought it as an iPhone 16 Pro. But it's a China phone, so it definitely has an Android system within it. But it looks exactly, without the Apple, it looks just like my phone, which is the iPhone 16 Pro. However, the case for it fits an iPhone 15 Pro. And it's definitely an Android phone. But I use this phone to use this app they have called Momo. There's a company here called MTN, and that runs like their cellular systems. There's other companies. Telecom, Vodafone, AT, there's a lot of other ones. But MTN is the largest one, and it's the one that people use for their money. And it's called Momo. And so what I do is I take Momo and I put Momo into my account. It's not under my name, it's under Charles's name. You can get it as a foreigner, but they cut you off after 2 months. So I would have been cut off today. I am getting my own Ghana card. Oh my God, I'm getting identification card next month. And so that update will come soon. But this phone I just use, and then I can just type in a special code, like *170#, and it gives me questions and answers to go through transactions so that I can make payment. I also buy Wi-Fi for this prepaid cell phone, and the Wi-Fi allows me to connect my real phone to a hotspot, because when T-Mobile says that they are going to slow down your internet once you run out of your 5 gigabytes, they mean slow down. It's wildly slow. And so this phone keeps me connected to the world. I've texted a lot of you from this phone and you blocked me. I was just asking for money. That's all. Money. And you blocked me. Shout out to those of you who Googled the country code, saw it was Ghana, and laughed at me for sending you dear madame messages. None of y'all sent me money. Anyway, so what else have you asked me about? Wi-Fi and power. So as you can see, I have, well, you can't tell because I have most of the lights off and the ring light on because I wanted to like, no, it just looked better, okay? But I don't have issues with Wi-Fi or power. The Wi-Fi is prepaid and I pay just enough to get me through a certain amount of time. I have learned that if you pay a lot, they slow down your Wi-Fi. So you wanna buy it in smaller buckets. And so I pay about $20 in Wi-Fi every, maybe a month and a half. It's been 2 months, I've only paid it once. Actually, yeah, I only paid it once. And I only paid it because when I got here, I realized that I was using a lot. I mean, I have a lot of equipment that's connected to the Wi-Fi. And so, I mean, on the bed alone, it's just, yikes, right? And so I asked if I could donate to that part of the home. I don't pay anything, but I asked if I could donate to that part of the home. And they're like, if you want to, you can, but whatever. It was good that I did because there's a lot of Netflix happening in this house right now. It's my fault. But the Wi-Fi has lasted. I paid $20 and it's been a month and a half and I have not had any issues with the Wi-Fi. The electricity goes off sometimes. They have rolling blackouts like in California to preserve energy. However, we have a backup generator. And so on the outside of the house is a generator that you click. And you click the generator and your electricity comes back on. This video feels super long. Are you still interested? I'll find a way to cut it. Okay, so Wi-Fi and power. Now, that does not always happen. I know that a lot of my neighbors, when I have that, sometimes the wires, our power wasn't strong enough. So we called a man to climb the pole, disconnect one wire, add a different wire. The wire was there. We just felt like that wire probably had better electricity. And so he swapped the wire connection from another one to our home. And then we changed the fuse. And we're like, oh yeah, lights are much brighter. That's a better one. I don't know how to explain this, but for your electricity, you can just climb a pole and connect to another outlet. You know what, I'll get a professional to tell you about this because I have no idea. It was very confusing to me to see someone just climb up a pole and attach a wire. I don't know. But so the Wi-Fi and power, they're fine for me. I have not had any issues with it, but then again, I also have a generator, so if it does go out. Now, if it does go off sometimes, I don't mind it. One day it went off at 10, it didn't come on until 12, but my room was highly air conditioned. And so it was early in the morning. I just stayed in my room and stayed in the code that I had already established, and then it came back on. I don't always need to go and flick the generator. I don't think I've ever flicked it. One time it went off for 2 minutes. It's 2 minutes. Not a big deal. People and culture. Okay, people have asked me, how are the people? My neighbors, that took them a while to warm up to me. The neighborhood that I live in is it's a middle class and down type neighborhood. They are building these huge luxury houses in between. I want to say we're exceptionally gentrified, but the majority of my neighbors are middle class people, and then we have a lot of people who are a bit lower than that. Because I speak English, they all speak English, we don't communicate. But we don't communicate only because they say that my English is an English they don't understand. It's too well put together. I have too many words. And so oftentimes you'll hear me cut my sentences because the description words, they often get lost. And so, like I say, put gas, right? We don't want to put gas in the car. We don't want gas in the car. We just want to put gas. Oh, put gas. Okay, they automatically know we're going to put that in the car. The same thing. It's just like New Orleans. I know they put gas in New Orleans, right? It's the same thing. And so I often find myself cutting my words and just saying the main points of a sentence. And it's helped my communication a lot. And so once they realize like I could actually help myself to communicate with them better, they talk to me better. We have really good conversations. At least I think. A lot of it's teasing me because I talk like this. Other than that, they think it's cute. You know, they want to visit America. They hear it. They think it's cute. What am I doing in America? they from America. Why do I live in Ghana? They want to go to America. They hear it's amazing. I've only heard really good things from my neighbors. They're all super kind to me. They give to me a lot, which makes Queen. Oh, she fusses so much. There's a man who has a pit. He has a box and it has some wires over it, and he has fire and coals, and he grills on it. I'm gonna call it a pit. I recognize a pit when I see one. And he barbecues all types of meat. And every time I go past and say hi, he gives me something. He's like, he never gives me anything free. And I'm like, you're not meat. But they all are really great. My favorite seamstress in this neighborhood. My neighborhood is heavily Muslim. There are maybe 3 mosques around me, and maybe 3 Christian churches actually. They compete. I think they can hear each other singing, and they're like, who can sing the loudest? Because some days it gets rough. The mosque being close helped me to pray more. And it makes you think, you know what? They're praying, I should pray too. Because when they all pray, they pray over a microphone so that everyone in the world knows that they are praying. It is very loud. It's exceptionally loud. But they are all super kind to me. Good afternoons, good afternoons, good afternoons everywhere. Ooh, across the street and next door to the mosque are these little things that I thought were chicken coops. They're not chicken coops, they're houses. Again, remember my neighborhood, it goes from here to here. It goes from here to here, it's all over. And they're houses, and there are these men that live in these houses. Apparently, these men are the neighborhood. Okay? That's what they do, you know. The song goes, my neighbors think I'm selling. Okay, right? Great, that's what they do. And when I go over there, because I want everyone, like I want to be known. If I need help, I want them to be able to help me. I don't want to be able to feel uncomfortable. If I come home late at night, I need them to know that that's the girl that lives over there, just for my added safety. That's what's so funny, because when I go through, I'll tell them, good afternoon. And in the beginning, like maybe 1 or 2, good afternoon, because they're like, what is this American doing here, right? And I'll stop in good Black American fashion and say, good afternoon. And they're all like, good afternoon, ma'am. How are you? It's good to see you. Because I say hi to you, I ain't gonna say hi to me back. So now it's funny, because when I walk through, they all greet me first. And I like that, because I need the whole neighborhood to be on my side in case something happens. Because it's just me. I have a full family here. They're not always with me. They both have jobs. They both have careers. Charles works in operations. Queen is a pharmacy tech. They both have their master's degrees in their separate fields. Alice just got her bachelor's degree in business, and she has this new fancy job. So people are not always here. Sometimes it's just me. So I like my neighbors to know who I am. So I love when they see me coming. There's a night market that I go to every Sunday, and they love it. The phrase for big is obodo. And though they're shaped like this, right? Their waists are super small. It's the butt. It's big. And so most of their clothes stretch. I don't want my clothes to stretch. Also, my waist is not super super small, so I needed a bolo size. And so they all laugh when I'm coming out. They're like, Obolo size. But they call me Obolo size, because I'm always like, no, I only want a Obolo size, because they like to stretch their clothes. But also, come on, inclusivity, because now when I go to the market, the majority of the stores have Obolo size clothes. That's right. They're buying larger clothes. And I'm not buying them, but I do buy some. I got some t-shirts. I have a t-shirt vendor. I have a young guy named Godfrey who designs like these t-shirts for me. They're super cute. I get them from him. There's just some pretty cool people out there who are doing some pretty nice things that make me really happy. And so the people are nice. I'm loving them. Now the expats, I don't really like them. The expats, I just don't like them. If I'm honest about it, I just don't. They're just not great. Some of them are. That is not all encompassing. That's not everybody. But what I'm experiencing is that a lot of people moved here, to my assumption, because they were not doing well at home. I believe that they came here and created a personality for themselves so that they could feel like they are now the person they wanted to be back in America. And because they aren't genuinely those people, they're not doing a good job here. They're just not. I don't think a lot of people understand that people like you because you're likable. People are friendly because you're friendly. These are the kind of folks that saw people being liked and having all this access and fun and friends, and were like, why not me? But never decided to be the person people wanted to be with. So they came here, and now they have a little more money, because I don't think that they actually have money. But they have more than the average Ghanaian makes, right? The average Ghanaian just makes around $250 American dollars a month. So if you come in here as an American, you're automatically on a higher level than the average Ghanaian. So I think they see that as like, okay, now that's my start of being better than people. But being liked does not mean being better. It just means you are a good person. People see that they like that. And they don't get that. So I'm running into a lot of that. I got kicked out of a WhatsApp group. And I think I may have destroyed it. And that's what they get. Because don't be bad people. It's because I was likable. And the guy did not like how likable I was, and said that I was going to steal his group. And that was my goal. And it was not my goal. My goal was not to steal his group. My goal was to find a group to belong to. And I may have individual chats with dang near everybody else in that group now, because I kind of stole the group. I don't want the group. I don't want it. I don't want to start a group here. For the vibes, golf, we're doing a good job. We had our first lesson. We have our own instructor. Like what I want to do is great. I am not trying to be Kevin. This is not Urban Events Global. It's not. This is Courtney trying to have a good time here in Ghana. As for the people, I mean, it's 50-50. It's 50-50. Someone else asked me, when am I leaving? So guys, I live here now. This is my home. However, because I always have a backup, I still have my home in Texas. And I'm leaving here at the end of December, and I'm going to return in March. I want to take that time to sit, talk to my therapist, maybe even see her face to face. I've been seeing her while I'm here, virtual of course. I want to decide if I want to return. And if I do want to return forever, I want to make sure that I'm in the right headspace for that, and also to clear out my things. I have so many nice things in my apartment, someone needs them. And I want to make sure that whoever needs them has access to them. And I'll clean it out, and I'll come on back. My lease is up in March. So March when I decide. So that's gonna be exciting. Right now I'm 50-50. I don't know if I'm staying, I don't know if I'm going. I don't know. So listen. That's a lot, and I feel like I've talked to you too much, and I don't want to limit myself. And I also don't know what I'm doing, how this looks. I don't know what this looks like. If you like it, if you can understand me, I don't know. So we're gonna stop it here. I just want to tell you, thank you for coming with me on this adventure. I hope to be able to develop content for you that you like and that you enjoy. Check out my shorts. I've been putting some shorts up for the things I'm doing around town. And if you ever dreamed, if you ever dreamed moving abroad, I say just do it. Do it. You will never know if you like it if you don't try it, right? And so I say just do it. Life over here is a little bit lighter. Little. I think the majority of the stress that I have is for the stress that I have worried about people in the States. The stress here, no, not so much. It feels a bit freer. I do love it. I do need to change my lifestyle. I know that if you live your lifestyle in America here, it's going to cost you like you live in America. I move next week because I want to make sure that I can experience that lifestyle that I'm going to live if I actually come back here. And then I can actually report back to you with an honest try from all angles of Ghana. I live it as middle class Ghanaian. I need to live it as the wealthy white woman that I am. You heard me? And come on, come visit me. My goal was to show you Ghana, the good, the bad, the ugly, the wonderful, and it's all of me. So I say my goal is to show you Courtney in Ghana, the good, the bad, the ugly, the wonderful, all of me. And I hope to do it in a way that inspires you, that encourages you, and that keeps you connected to the God that makes everything great for all of us. Because y'all think I'm just out here doing it by myself? Absolutely not. You want to talk about spirits, spiritual warfare? Stop playing with me. Anywho, so like, subscribe, share, click that button. This is awkward. You guys, when does it not become awkward? When? How long does it take before this is normal to talk to yourself? We'll figure it out. Oh, no, I'll tell you that later. Okay, so bye. I love you. I'll see you later. See the videos to come. Share with your friends. And let's see what we can do to make happen over here.